Hi everyone, welcome back to, well, do we
Still
still have to
remember the
say it?
name? Okay.
Yeah. Do people
Is it
still remember this?
Koali Beach? I know.
Oh yeah. There's a beach here somewhere.
Exactly.
No, welcome back to Kawali, and first of all, welcome back to you, Rudy. It's been a while.
Hello. Yeah, it's been a while. Truth to be told, feels like
um,
ages almost.
Yeah, it feels very much like ages. Um, yeah, we've heard all of you. I think that might be the elephant in the room that we have to address first. Yes,
Yeah,
we've heard it, we've seen it. Um, we've just not
with
been
pain,
that
with a lot of
motivated.
pain, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that we don't want to finish this up. It's just that a lot of us have been working on other stuff, and you can
Yeah.
see that
Yeah.
on our channels. Go look at that because there's really cool stuff. Rudy's Sicily Zoo is amazing. His
Oh,
Palm
thank
Zoo
you.
was incredible. Like, come on, go watch that.
The palm blue thing is like someone had a very good conclusion of it. It was like it's weird, it's unrealistic, it's totally off chart, and totally want to visit that. Yeah.
It's weird. It's unrealistic. It's off the chart. It's Rudy.
Yeah,
For
yeah, yeah,
you.
yeah. That's true, but this is why things have changed in Koali Zoo for a bit. Can I just mention that? Why is it so smooth for you? How many FPS do you have?
I have no clue at the moment, but the game is paused.
Yeah, but it's still, even in pause, it's horrifically smooth for you.
Yeah, I do have a PC that could run a small server park if necessary.
But the thing is, what's your computer? Let's do some nerd stuff at the beginning because people ask me every single episode.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to disappoint people here. I just bought a computer from a store. I didn't even. I know. I'm a developer. I know. I shouldn't be saying this, but I didn't build my own PC. I barely know what's in it. I just know it's fast and it's strong. That's the only thing that I know.
See, the thing is, and this is why I'm so confused, and I believe it's my system, not my hardware, because my computer should be better, I guess, because there's only that much you can do better. Like, okay, graphics card might be a bit out of date, but it's still an RTX 2080 Ti, so it should be
Oh yeah, I
more
have
than
a
enough for
3070.
Planet Zoo. And then also, I got an i9 11 9K. Like, that was before the 12 series, the best you can get. So I don't know. And I've got 64 gigs of RAM. So I'm
Yeah.
not entirely sure what exactly is going on with my park. But I got the same issue with Yosemite. Yosemite used to be good, and now it's not. So maybe I'm gonna have to do a clean install at some point. But
Yeah,
not anymore. We're gonna finish that first.
We're gonna finish this first. Talking about it, I've been zooming around for a hot minute. This is something that has been ready, not ready for a long while.
I think we already looked at that like a year ago or something when Mike was just teasing that things have changed here in the gorilla area.
Yeah.
So that used to be my floaty gorilla area. I remember the floaty gorillas where I was like fully brave going into the episode. Oh, it's so amazing. They do climbing. Now there's no glitching. And all of a sudden we had like a breakdance gorilla in midair. I remember that.
Yeah, I think I have to think about it. I think there was like a chain link viewing area over here, and Mike and I decided to just make this open so that you could see the building much more and the animals. I'm gonna try to see how it looks when the game is unpaused.
Oh yeah, but okay. Now we are even again. That's almost like how I do it. Yeah, you can see things moving, but especially with the trees and stuff, you can tell that there's not much going on anymore.
Yeah, I'll pause it again. But yeah, we did some small renovations in this one. But I think the biggest change.
I'm still madly, insanely impressed that my Congo house is still existing. Like, it's still there.
Okay, so I feel bad because this is Mike's work and not me. This is indeed your building, but Mike has changed so much about the building that I don't know if it's It's the ship of Theseus story. He used so many things of your building, but he rebuilt so much as well that I don't know if it's still your original
Oh no,
building.
I can tell that just a couple of things are still mine, but the
Ah,
overall
yeah.
shape is there. Some of the pieces are used, but I mean, truth to be told, when I built this, I think we had like 2 or 3 DLCs,
Oh yeah,
and
this
now we have
is
like 12 or so.
dude, since
Yeah, yeah.
13 already. So
But the bridge is exactly the same as it was
yeah,
before, and I
yeah,
loved it. It's
yeah. And one of the changes that we made a long while ago, there were lions here, and Mike and I were like, it was around the time that Mike decided that this entire area would be the monkey ape area.
oh yeah,
Um,
and we have a big cat area.
yeah, so it was quickly like Mike said, yeah, could you do something about that? Could you make it so that it's a monkey or an ape? And I was like, yeah, sure, I will do that. And Rudy will be fine with it. And he said, yeah. And then afterwards, when I was done, he said, yeah, I still have to ask Rudy, but he will be fine with it. Don't worry. It's
You know this let's game it out, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like when he's like, it'll be fine.
It will
It's
be
exactly
fine.
it's the same mood.
Yeah.
No, I love it. It's
Yeah.
really good.
I think, and especially now with, as you said, with all the new pieces and everything that we've got, I think your new lion exhibit is going to be amazing.
Oh, you just dropped the fact that I'm gonna do the lion exhibit.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
No spoilers for them
No.
anymore. I'm
No, we don't. It's fine. We're just gonna finish that up. Oh yeah, I remember Mike sent me a bunch of screenshots of that one. Love it. We actually did a couple of things like talk forth and back to like I had my talk points in here, so
Mhm.
it's not completely
Okay,
gone.
I'm great to hear
Yeah.
that. I'm the thing that I like the most about this area, and it's something that I will talk about more when we get to the other part, is how this is a very modern structure, but it's still very much inspired by African architecture, and I like that so much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a direction that a lot of zoos are going in, and that is something I will talk about later. But yeah.
Gosh, it's so good. Like these drums.
Yeah, this was an addition from me. This was very empty, so I thought like Kawali would have some kind of entertainment thing here. So this would be like a
I mean,
little
most
drum
definitely.
section.
This it has just become the most expensive zoo in the world.
Yeah.
It makes Paradise look like a budget zoo.
I love that you are one of the few people who can actually pronounce Paradisa. Every time Mike tries to do it, he butchers it anyway.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
gonna
I
get
just
comments from
heard
him.
it. Yeah, I just heard it too often to not. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
just love it. Yeah, yeah.
this
It's so good.
building is still one of the most. This is one of my favorite buildings in the entire zoo, and I think that it's still very much your building. And I love what it has become now. It is it is such a
Yeah,
nice
absolutely. The
place to
windows and
walk in.
stuff are like 100% mine still, which
Oh
is
yeah,
good.
yeah. Don't
These,
don't change things that are working is what's Mike's approach with
but
these things.
can I just mention something? If you look at the shape of the window, it's totally random right now, but
Mhm.
that was a time where I still thought we could look after the pieces. That is why they're not perfectly round. This is why I thought, like, you know what? Let's do a
That
little bit of Foley that also fits a little bit with the African architecture. You can have like an argument in that. No,
that was from when
that
that was from before the giant hotel with too many pieces.
yeah, exactly. That didn't age well. It's yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, well.
All right, we're moving on.
Gosh, okay, so now I'm excited because I remember that this area has been completely changed up. The last thing I did was the safari change. Oh my god, it's still the green screen in. I
Yeah,
just love the fact.
I noticed it when I was working on it. And I was like, am I gonna make a video of it, or am I gonna keep it a green screen? And
I mean,
it's
here's the
so
point.
authentic.
Here's the point. When I built this, we didn't have billboards and stuff. We
My
didn't
God,
have
yeah,
like
that's the whole thing. You didn't
that's the
have
thing. I made it in
billboards.
post production. This is why it is a green screen. Like we didn't have the freaking videos and stuff.
It's insane how old this area is.
Yeah.
There's a few things that I want to talk about here, design wise. given that this is a popular attraction, and Mike, if you end up watching this because he's super busy again, Mike was very frustrated that nobody was using the ride. They are using it again, so that's fantastic. But my approach to this area was mostly that this is a popular ride in the zoo, so I wanted to have plenty of space for kids running around, that they could wait here, and because there would be a long waiting time, and I wanted to have some stuff. So there's a lot of open space, and there's no big fountains or anything. But yeah, I did have to include like a new animal because I could not. And
this is the space. Oh, okay. So Eben sent me over a screenshot, and I literally I couldn't figure out which spot that is. I had no idea. I remembered that it was behind this building somewhere, and it used to be also a spot for like the pygmy hippo, I believe. Was originally planned.
Yeah, Mike had a pygmy hippo over here first, and I tried to work with it for the longest time, and then I realized that it wasn't working, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm getting rid of that, which is like the second time I think it's even the third time I'm getting rid of an exhibit Mike made, so I'll get an angry message of him again. Oh, you destroyed my habitat once again.
I'm not sure if Mike's the right person to to do that, but okay. Let me just put a point in here. I love this habitat to bits because you said something here that is very important, I guess. If the whole area is meant to be for the ride, this would be an animal to fill in the gap, the waiting time. And I think this is why it is exactly the perfect habitat for that. It's not like super fancy, it's not crazy, you don't have like too many viewing angles. It's more or less like a standard zoo thing. Yeah. But this is exactly, you can just chill around here and have a look at one or two. I mean, these riverhawks, they don't do that much apart from being cute.
And again,
so
this factors again into the whole thing that this is an area where probably a lot of impatient kids would be waiting. So you would want to have some cutesy animals that are here.
And also that can work with stress.
Yeah, exactly. The second thing that I want to talk about is one thing that I really like to add in zoos is some lore and some history. And I made a very specific design choice here to have a big contrast between these buildings and the ones that you see over there in the back, and the newer buildings over here. Because traditionally zoos very often went for this is an African area, we'll just put in some mud huts and we're done. That was the approach for the longest time in terms of zoos. And that has luckily been changed. People are putting in much more thought and much more work into that. You can look at that in the Big Exhibarium, at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Like, it goes a lot more thought in it than it used to be. And that's why I wanted to include these, because I kind of wanted to have, hey, Kawali is such a huge, amazing big zoo, but there still has to be like one or two areas that are old and will one day be refurbished. And you can actually see it in the back, because there was a hut that you could enter, but now it's taped off, you can't go in anymore. So this whole area is going to be refurbished one day in the lore of the zoo, to fit in with the rest of the buildings. And that's the kind of thing that I like so much, adding some history and some, just it makes your zoo feel so much more real.
Totally, I love that. I mean, I did the same with Yosemite so much that I was like, here, there is like a little chapel in here, and the chapel is like basically now my backstage building for something, and it used to be a chapel within like Yosemite Valley as like a little pilgrim area. It's just so good to add these kind of stories to it. It gives it all the character, it sets it apart from things. I love it. Oh yeah, a little meerkat habitat.
Yeah, another thing, what we didn't have a real queue for
I see.
For the safari ride, so I quickly made one.
Yeah, with the new set pieces, that is
exactly
genius. Yeah.
But yeah, you would want to have an animal for your guests to look at. And I think that meerkats are the obvious choice. I think,
Hmm.
like, if you have kids and they are whining about, oh no, we have to wait in the queue, um, just distract them with some cute meerkats, and it's all good and it's all working.
Exactly. And these fellas over here would totally love it with other people around.
Yeah,
Just keep
exactly.
watching and stuff. And if they don't want to, they just dig in their holes and they're good.
Or they have this little indoor area where they
Yeah, I
can
love that.
sit in.
Yeah.
Um, whoa. Oh yeah, the game is auto-saving when it's doing that in Koali. It takes a while. So yeah, I'm gonna go in helicopter mode for a second here, so that everyone gets an idea of what this area has become.
Oh, it's also so much better isolated now from the backstage, which I do love because
Yeah.
that was one of the biggest issues of this area, that we still had this huge backstage area cut off and stuff. Now it also makes sense that the safari ride is basically the destination to go.
Hmm. Yeah, and it now has its own waiting area that it's actually a thing that I took from Disney. The idea there's a small actual queue, but actually the entire area over here is a queue, but you don't realize it because there's stuff to do here and animals to see. Um, and I know how you love Disney and all their approaches, Rudy. So
Absolutely.
so I wanted to
Absolutely.
make sure that I put something of that in here.
I can totally see this now. Like, I mean, being a dad for almost 2 years now, and we are getting into an age where actually theme parks and zoos become more attractive again. I can totally see the change of behavior of myself now as well. Sometimes, you don't have to look at when you're solo or basically just with your partner. Now you
Yeah,
have to have other things in mind. And I think this would be a perfect situation for that. And especially, you would also sometimes take your parents with you, basically grandma and granddad of your little ones.
hmm,
And sometimes they don't even would go onto the rides with you, so they would
yeah,
wait somewhere, and this would be the perfect spot for that as well. Give them some shade, some drinks, whatnot, and
yeah.
awesome, love it. Yeah, I think
Exactly.
it maintained the overall vibe of the area very neatly, and just had some really cool new stuff added to it. Love it.
Sweet. Well, that's been it for what we have done. We are almost there. I keep saying it. We're almost there with this zoo. Um, we're gonna make a deal with all of you.
Here's the deal: take it or leave it. Red pill, blue pill.
we're gonna try. Okay, we're really gonna try our best to finish up this zoo. But please understand that all of us also have other projects. So sometimes we're gonna be more motivated to work on that. So it might take a while. It's gonna take a few episodes, I think, before we are totally finished. And please also don't ask if person X or Y is building. It will all depend on whether the person is motivated, has something to do, or other stuff. Like, we are really trying our best here, and I think we're not that far removed from finishing. If we can keep Mike out of the file, and he stops deleting stuff and wanting to redo stuff, and I think this zoo can be finished. And yeah, so yeah, I kind of teased it, Rudy.
Yeah,
You
show me where. I have actually, you said that, but people can see what is up next,
Yes. So
and me
there's
too.
a there's an entire area over here that can be filled with lions, cheetahs, whatever. I know that you wanted a cheetah area at one point, but it's all
Yeah, and
so
I
long
remember that
ago.
Mike also said he wanted to have the cheetah area somewhere to the side, so give them like a very long, almost narrow area. But
Hmm.
frankly, I think I'm gonna stay with the lion, remaster lion, I may
Hmm.
say. Um, yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Like, I have some things in mind because I want to avoid the Rudy-ism. I don't want to. I don't want to do it too big and stuff, because
Hey, Rudy, there's space. Go nuts.
I know, but we have the hotel on the left-hand side, and I don't
Yeah,
want
true.
people like from the highest room in the hotel. Like, we have to prevent people from throwing stuff in there.
True.
So
That's true. That's
there
true.
is a little bit of a gap we have to maintain, and then also some. I think this is also a very important bit where we need another backstage access. We don't
Yeah,
have too much over
true.
here.
Dude,
which is already outlined. Yeah, I see. Yeah,
there's
yeah.
here
There you go.
a backstage area. So.
And then this is almost quite the limitation already. And I think I want to give the hotel also a bit of space because at the moment it feels a little bit too much to the right hand side. You know, Silv's hotel is amazing, but it just has this counterweight to the fountain area. But you know, there is no real recreation area at that point. It's basically just a huge plaza. So maybe I'm gonna bring something like that in.
Oh, and this is also something that we're gonna have to finish up.
Mike?
Yeah, I was gonna say Silv, but Mike Mike is a more realistic option at this point. Can you also I'm sorry, I'm gonna go on a slight rant. First of all, Frontier, I freaking love you guys and thank you so much for everything that you've added in the tropical pack. But can you look at all the stuff that I was making with temple pieces that we now have proper thatch pieces for?
Hey mate, don't tell me. Just go through that zoo and check what we all have been doing. I think at this point you could get rid of nearly, I would guess 50% of the pieces overall, at least, and just replace them with in-game pieces that are existing by now. And obviously this huge number comes from, you know, your roof. Just exchange one roof is already like 100 to 1.
Exactly. Hey, I'm not entirely responsible. Mike added those things. Okay, I'm responsible for those buildings, but he made the big buildings, so it's not my fault.
Oh boy, yeah. I think I have to see how the performance is now after you've disabled basically climbing most of it.
Almost everywhere.
Yeah, that's another genius move from Frontier. I hope that this will bring in enough, performance for me as well.
Yeah,
and I may just add a couple words to what you said. So many people have been asking, and I think this is one of the episodes where we can be very honest and open with you guys. It's not only the motivation; it's also the performance. Obviously, is an issue, even though it runs fine for Iben and Lady and me. Mike and Silv still struggle, even though I don't know. Silv hasn't even tested that on his new computer. He's basically playing Parkitect on his NASA computer, but that's a typical Silv thing.
Silv.
You know, but even though at this point it's not about our computers anymore, it's about the optimization of Planet Zoo, because obviously it's already 3.5 years old, and you know, computer technology has evolved, and we can't even get 100% out of it anymore. It's a little bit of a pain because as we just said, newer projects can run fine for a longer time because of the way we can build now. This is relatively demotivating for most of us because it just takes double the time than you would take usually with everything, with building, loading, saving. It is a pain. But the other thing, which I think frankly we have to address, is Planet Zoo is now in its 4th year of existence. The interest in that game has shrunken down quite a lot, especially when it comes to YouTube. It's a pain for many creators out there. I know that. I'm reading constantly about this, and so we don't want to rush anything and don't want to do anything just for the sake of doing it, because it wouldn't even be worth the views, because it's just for you core people out there still watching that. And I guess you deserve a good final product instead of just rushed episodes because there's a new DLC. And this is what creative process always needs. It just needs a good amount of passion and good feeling towards it, because otherwise creativity, you can't be forced, and you would see that in the results. That's pretty simple, and that's not the reason. I mean, Lady said, I just don't feel it, and that's fine, because if you don't feel it, you just would slap in like a random habitat and it's like, fine, I'm gonna make a video about this. No one is really happy about this at the end of the day, and it's not worth the time, because you know, it just doesn't pay bills for the ones who do it for a job, and it doesn't fulfill the hobby requirements for the other ones. So that's that. And I think we can just easily be that open, because you deserve the explanation to why that is.
Exactly. And we've seen all of you, and it pains me always that I couldn't give a better answer, because I wasn't. It's we want to be honest with you guys, but on the other hand, it's also like, the honest answer might not be the one that you want to hear right now. But look, we're here. we're gonna try. We're gonna absolutely try our best, and we'll keep you posted. We've been rambling for too long. This is what you get when you put me and Rudi on a video.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's nobody stopping us. There's supposed to be a mic here that basically says, "Hey guys, you've been talking too much already." So we're gonna.
But no, wait. If Mike was here, we would still look at the file and the 2 areas that have been deleted, where he put red or green flags. What would eventually be there someday?
Oh, he's gonna do that with Saint Reginald soon, and I just don't want to deal with that yet.
Oh gosh.
Anyhow, thank you all so much for watching. I every time I have someone on my channel, I say subscribe to that person, but I'm gonna assume that you've all been subscribed to Rudi. If you haven't, please do.
Just subscribe to Iben if you haven't already, because that's a thing. Many people watch videos and videos and videos and videos, and they don't even recognize that they are not subscribed. So please check if you're even subscribed to Iben, and if not, click on that red button, and you will be happy.
You're the best, man. You're the best. All right, let's wrap it up. You'll see the next episodes when it's out. Rudi will take the file now, and hopefully we can finish this up.
If you read about computer issues soon, that's Koali.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.